Hi guys, welcome to Daily Tips with Monica. I do appreciate you guys' love, and I do appreciate you guys' support. Today, we are going to talk about how to tame your tongue. And if you have not hit that like button, hit that like button. If you want to share me out, share me out. Like I tell you guys, I do appreciate you guys for coming to the premiere, and I appreciate you guys' support. So let's go ahead and get into this, guys. I'm not going to hold you long. I just want to encourage you on how to contain your tongue. Sometimes, guys, that we say whatever, we have a habit of saying things that comes to our mind, and sometimes we hurt other people's feelings without meaning to do it. Or sometimes it could not be your tongue, but someone else that you know and care about, they are the ones that mouth is like can sometimes be dangerous. Whether it's you or someone else, know that, if they need to control what they say, learning to think about what it is that you need to say has an impact on how you control your tongue. Um, the first thing is when you're like having you want to say something. First of all, you first is you need to calm down. Sometimes as people, we tend to have a tendency to put our foot in our mouth. And when we are nervous, so sometimes we make a false step when we are in a stressful situation. Calming down, just taking a few moments and calming down can help you control your tongue. If you are nervous, make you say if you are nervous, it does make you say things that you may later regret. Then take a few deep breaths to help yourself calm down. And make sure you visualize the encounter going well. Picture how calm you will be and in control of yourself and your tongue. So the first thing is, guys, when you're trying to talk to somebody or get your point across or something like that, first is calm down. Take Before you just automatically say whatever just comes to your mind first, have that moment of calmness to where let me just calm down for a moment and let me say what I mean and not come off as aggressive. So calm down, take a few breaths, and say what you have to say. Say what you have to say. The second thing is take 10. Um, Pause for 10 seconds before you speak to give yourself time to think about whether what you're saying is a good idea. If it still seems like a good idea to speak after those 10 seconds, then go ahead. Taking 10 seconds allows the conversation to continue without you giving a comment, possibly making your rude remark that you may was about to say be irrelevant by the time. Sometimes people are waiting on your response and they're waiting for you to sometimes say something ugly. And if you give yourself 10 seconds of an awkward pause, at least take 3 seconds. If you can't take 10 seconds, take 3 seconds because it's to consider your words before you respond. Take the time to think about something else more appropriate that you could say instead of just automatically blasting whatever you want to say off your mind. So remember to take 10 seconds, pause before you post, comment, or reply to things online as well. Make sure what you are posting isn't something that you might regret later. So take 10 seconds. Take 10 seconds to just um you take to give yourself time to think about what you're going to say and make sure that what you're saying is a good idea. Just have that moment in your mind like, this is what I need to say. I don't want to come off this way or come off like I'm coming for someone. So let me just take this 10 seconds to think about what I'm going to say so I can have it mapped out so I can so people can get an understanding truly about what I am saying. And this is the same thing with social media. Take before you respond back to someone negative post about you, take 10 seconds to think about it and see what is the appropriate response you should have about it. And um response you should have about it. And once you do that, sometimes you may realize it doesn't need a response at all. So take 10. Um, the other thing is consider the consequences. Take a moment to think about the effect of what your words could have on another person or a situation. Uh, Tap into your empathy and ask yourself, how would I feel if someone said these things to me? Or what feeling is this comment likely to bring up in the other person? Realizing the embarrassment and damage you can cause with your words is one way you can learn to hold them in. Remember, words can hurt. And even though they forgive you, people remember how you made them feel. The person may not say anything right then, but it could damage your relationship with them. Do you really want to upset the other person? Think about it. Do you want to upset the other person that you're speaking real ugly to and saying demeaning things to? If you do, why? Even if someone has made you mad, hurting them with your words is not the correct way to address a situation because it could escalate the situation worse. Negativity breeds more negativity. And there's a very little gain when you complain or tear someone else down. So always consider, guys, the consequences when you use your mouth to tear another person down. Consider the consequences. Consider the fact how that you might make them feel. For real. Some people words can make another person want to take their life. All because words do hurt, and the things you have to be careful on what you say to people. Be careful on what you say to people and how you make them feel, and 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 and, and the negativity you put out to them. If you don't want anything negative to come your way, it's best to not speak negative. Be about positive. Um, the fourth thing is think it, but don't say it. Everyone at one time in our lives has thought of something negative, excuse me, or mean about someone or a situation. It's a natural thing, guys. You can think whatever you want to think in your head about a person. The only time that it becomes a problem is when you actually make those thoughts into words, and that can hurt other people. So you have to learn how to control your tongue by thinking what you want, but saying only the words that are appropriate. Like they say, if you don't have anything to say, say nothing. Say nothing. Or if you can't say nothing nice, you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. If you don't have anything positive to say, then just smile, politely nod, and subtly change the subject. Uh, Is say for instance you have a friend that had a makeover and she asked you, that how I look, and you actually think she look a mess and she look like a clown, but instead you just smile, nod, and ask them questions like, what make you want to do that? What make you want to change your look? So think it, don't say it. Always think before you always think about your response before you um you say something. Don't just think about it. Think about it. You can always think about, you like, she is such an idiot. Say it in your head. Don't let it come out your mouth because you don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. So never do that. Don't demean anyone like that. Don't use your words as weapons to tear someone down, guys. Honestly, don't use your words as weapons to tear someone down. So if you don't have anything nice to say to someone, then don't say nothing at all. Okay? Um, and then after you do all that, the fifth thing is acknowledge what you said. Even if it's just to yourself, admit that what you said to someone could have been out of line. Don't just say, well, oh well, and just move on. Admitting to yourself that you should not have said that what you have said in the first in like you should have never said what you said in the beginning. It makes amends with your tongue. Think about what provoked your words and what you could have done differently. Wow, instead of just thinking, wow, his attitude had rubbed me the wrong way, I felt defensive, so I went off on him. But you could have just said, you know what, I could have calmed down before I responded to him, and then I would have just said what I had to say, but I would have just not went off on him because he wasn't worth going off on. Don't wait until someone tells you that you were wrong. Most people usually know when their comment is out of line before someone else points it out. Take responsibility for your words on your own. And if that means you saying, what I intended to say came out much harder than what I meant, it came out too much than what I intended. So acknowledge what you said. If you said something that you know that was not right to someone, then acknowledge that what you said was not right and that you're not going to uh, act like that again, and you're not going to have that kind of behavior again. Um, the sixth thing is apologize immediately. If you know or even think that the comment that you made was offensive, rude, or hurt someone, you should sincerely say, I'm sorry, as soon as possible. Apologizing right then will mean more to a person you offended than saying that you're sorry later on. Acknowledge what you said and then say something immediately. Like, I'm so sorry. What I said was uncalled for. And I am working on controlling my tongue and the things that I say. And there is no excuse for what I said, but I'll do my best to make sure it doesn't happen again. Depending on what you said and what content, it may be the most appropriate to take a person to the side and apologize privately. Doing this will give you the opportunity to explain it more. So, you know, you just have to let them know that you are working on how to control your tongue. And if you made a comment online towards a individual, then you need to delete that comment and send a person a private message and apologize for your words. So apologize immediately. If you know you have said something that was not that has hurt someone, that was offensive, rude, or to hurt someone, then and you know you was wrong, apologize to them. Apologize to them immediately so you guys can move forward. And if you have said or used your fingers to type something in someone demeaning in someone comment, delete that comment and message them and to apologize to them for what they may have, well, what you may have said. So guys, I'm gonna I'm gonna recap. The first thing, what we're talking about today, guys, is how to tame a wild tongue. That's what we're gonna say. And the first thing is calm down. So when you feel the need to want to speak real ugly, calm down for a second and gather your thoughts. Um, the second thing is take 10. Pause for 10 seconds when someone has came at you and you may feel like they came at you wrong. Take 10 seconds to respond, giving yourself a chance to calm down, first of all, and to gather your thoughts so you can have the appropriate response to someone. And then the third thing is consider the consequences. Consider the consequences of um, talking to someone in a mean and demeaning way. That person may not want to fool with you anymore. It may put you in a negative light. It may make people feel like, you know what, that person ain't worth dealing with, because you know what, they don't know how to talk to nobody. They always uh, speaking negative and talking down on different people, and I just don't want. I don't want to deal with them. So you know, so you're put in a negative light, y'all. If my camera was blurry, my kids have had my tablet all day, and my camera's been a little blurry. Sorry. So make sure that you are not allowing someone to cause you to use your tongue as a weapon. Because you don't know what kind of consequences will come behind it. A lot of people on here is building up their brand. So if you want to build your brand up in a positive light, then don't use your mouth as a way of tearing someone else down. And the fourth thing is think it but don't say it. So you can think in your mind how someone is such an idiot, or they really look like this in your mind, but don't let it. Sometimes it's not best to say those things. So just think it but don't say it. So think about it in your mind but don't say it out loud. Don't say it out loud because you may hurt somebody's feelings. And don't nobody if you don't one thing about it, if you don't want your feelings hurt, then you don't hurt nobody else's feelings. Because everybody has feelings. I don't care what nobody say. Oh, words don't hurt. Words do hurt. And sometimes those people words do tear you down and make you feel some kind of way. So don't ever say that words don't hurt. Words do hurt. Especially when it comes from people that you actually thought that you was cool with, that thought you were family with, that thought they loved you, and then come to find out they're using their words to tear you down. And it hurts your feelings. And it do hurt your feelings when you know someone has really talked down on you. It's very disappointing. The fifth thing is, guys, acknowledge what you said. So being an adult enough to know that, what I hold yourself accountable, first of all. So that means acknowledge that you said something that was not cute or was not right, and you just, I'm gonna be honest, you're telling yourself now, Monica, you know you was wrong for the way that you handled this situation and the things that you said. You need to go back and apologize for what you did, because you know that you didn't have to say those mean words that you said. You could have handled that and said things in a different way. And I have been on myself about, not like me being an Aries. Sometimes, like, I be I be meaning well, but my delivery be wrong. See, sometimes my delivery be wrong. And me as an Aries man, I'm very aggressive. I don't mean to be aggressive, but my words come off as aggressive and I don't mean it. I be passionate. I'm be honest. I be passionate about what I'm talking about. So sometimes it may come off as mean and it may come off as aggressive, but I don't mean it. I be meaning well and I just love the person. I just want them to do better. That's all. I don't be trying to hurt nobody with my words, but sometimes, hey, if you take me there, I try not to go there, but that's why I don't bother nobody because I know what can come out of my mouth. And see, when you know what can come out of your mouth, sometimes it's best to leave people alone because you don't know what may come out of their mouth and what the things they say. So don't always feel like you can say whatever and somebody else won't say something back to you that could be 10 times worse. Um, the last thing is, guys, is to apologize immediately. If you know you have said something to someone that is very mean and hurtful, apologize immediately. Apologize immediately. Don't wait and shrug it off, oh well, and then wait a couple weeks later when you want something from them, then you want to apologize. That's not, and then make sure when you apologize, you be genuine about your apology. Don't try to make it, well, if you wouldn't have did this, I wouldn't have said that. No, be sincere about your apology and be grown. Be grown and take ownership to what you did. Don't automatically say put it off on the other person. I'm apologizing, but you was the reason why I acted the way I acted or said what I said. That's not really taking ownership or apologizing. You just saying, I acted this way because of you. So guys, those are the daily tips that I do have. Just know, guys, that you don't let your use your tongue as a way of tearing someone else's down and being mean to them and being disrespectful to them. Think about what you want to say before you project your words, and make sure that you're holding yourself accountable if you say things that are not right. Hold yourself accountable and make sure, and when you know that you have said some things that weren't right to an individual, make sure you apologize. Be apologetic. It's okay to be apologetic and ask someone for their forgiveness. Don't be so hard up. Don't be so hard up that you can't ask someone to forgive you. So, guys, um, those are the daily tips I have, guys. Make sure you guys are like, sharing, and commenting. If you have not subscribed to the channel, make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel, and make sure you guys hit that notification bell. It'll let you know each time that I come out with another video. As well, guys. Um, I'm sorry. I don't have any upcoming dates, but guys, I am going to be finding another book to read, and I am going to find another author to interview, because I think if y'all did not check out the interview with Tracy, make sure you guys go and check out that interview. That was a great interview. It was very fun, and thank you again, once again, Tracy, for doing the interview. And if y'all guys have not connected my you guys have not bought the books My Panties Cleaned and Don't Let God Smell Your Panties, it will be in the description box below. So and as well, guys, check out my featured channels for the month. That's Everyday Life with the Kelly Girls. Make sure you guys are checking them out, and let's get them to a good goal of 500. As well, make sure you guys are connected to my mom, BJ's Good News. And as well, shout out to the TBT squad, that is the McRae Kingz. So make sure you guys are connected to them. That's all that I have for today. I hope everyone have a great Monday, and We'll talk about something different on tomorrow. If y'all have a specific topic you would like for me to talk about, y'all can always email me at mjjfamily2020@gmail.com. And as well, you can reach out to me on Instagram. So thank you guys so much for coming. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And y'all have a good night. I mean, a good day. Sorry.